Hi, welcome to the First Grade Parent Night Live. We are really excited to share some of the information about first grade.
And my name is Carrie Gitz Borgstrom, otherwise known as Mrs. GB. I'm Mrs. Porter.
And I'm Mrs. Rhodes. All right, for Readers Workshop, some of the units that we're going to be looking at this year is that we're going to be digging into fiction and nonfiction books. We're going to be digging into story elements to help us retell those stories, digging in by asking and answering questions so we understand what's happening in our stories more. For both virtual and for face to face learners, there is the workshop model to where every day there is a mini lesson that is super short. But then they are given a long time to practice. So like in our classroom, they get about 25 to 30 minutes of independent reading time. And then at the end, for both virtual and face to face learners, there is a share and reflect where we just talk about the things our that we did in our workshop for that day.
Okay. For Writer's Workshop, it follows a similar structure. So it's the workshop model. So there's the mini lesson that we do. The students will be working on their writing, so doing the different parts of the writing, while the teachers go around and confer with individual students, or sometimes pull a small group if the students need to work on the same concept. And then there's a share time at the end where they get a chance to share their writing with their peers. So right now we're just working on procedures and rituals and routines and getting the kids used to writing after being home for so long. So we're on unit 1 right now, and then next is all about books. And we have 7 different units that we'll go through for this year. Okay. In math, we also have a similar workshop model, and we're working on getting procedures down right now. We talk about addition and subtraction, and we know that from last year in kindergarten, there are many first grade things that they normally have been introduced to that they didn't get since we ended up having to be home due to COVID. So if you're talking to your first grader about some math things, we've backed up to cover some kindergarten things to make sure that they were able to pick up on things that they did not get to. We'll talk number stories, measuring place value, overall addition and subtraction facts are going to be all through the year, a little bit of geometry, and just some of those mathematical strategies and practices. Sorry, we're trying to deal with technology at the same time, so hang in there with us.
Okay, I'm not sure why the screen stopped sharing. Okay. We're just going to kind of keep talking through, and hopefully our technology jumps back on so that way you can see our slides, but we'll talk through everything that are on the slides. We also do have social studies and science. In social studies, we will be looking at citizenship, economics, American symbols, and geography. And then in science, we'll be looking at building a community of scientists, waves of like sound waves and light waves, and solving a human problem. since there aren't too many units for both social studies and science, we will be switching back and forth and spending some time on social studies. Then we'll take a break and then spend some time on science and then take a break and go back to social studies.
Okay. Okay. For homework, right now we're just asking that students work on their reading every night and do 20 minutes of reading. Homework might be given throughout the year, but we will let you know on Class Dojo if we're going to assign any homework. So we haven't done any yet, but it just kind of depends on as we go through. If there's an area that we think our class needs some extra practice in, then we'll let you guys know ahead of time that it's going to be coming home. Okay. We have a couple of different behavior support systems at Shoto. If you have older children, nothing has changed with that. We have our PBIS, it's called, and that's the one where we reward positive behavior for being respectful, responsible, and safe. And that's where your children can get earn dojos. That's where we have our Star Dragon of the Week. And this year we started a mask hero. Those kids that are always wearing their masks the correct way so that they can be a model for everybody else. And then we have another system, it's called VIST. And that is a way if we're having some trouble of supporting and helping the kids, that's not a negative or you're in trouble because of this behavior. We try and find a safe place for them to be able to calm down and then help them work through how they can get past whatever it is that is bothering or upsetting them. VIST works through 3 sort of goals for life: that I can be okay even if others aren't. I can do something even if it's hard I don't want to. Or I can make good choices even if I am mad. So the kids are aware of those, and so we process with them when they're ready to talk, and then we focus on which goal, which life skill do we feel like they need to work on in order to hopefully support them so that that behavior doesn't keep occurring.
All right, we do have some apps that we will be using for learning in the classroom and for e-learning. So the newest one is Canvas. And we know last week there was some technical difficulties with Canvas. We are hoping that we have them sorted out and that hopefully things are going much smoother this week. Teams, we are using Teams for our virtual learners, so that way they can be a part of our classroom, whether it is through like the community circles for social and emotional learning, or for number talks, or for that conferring piece. We have Seesaw. We haven't used Seesaw a whole lot this year just because we're trying to learn the new platform of Canvas and we don't want to cause any confusion. In Writer's Workshop, there is Book Creator that we will publish books on. And there is also Kids A to Z, which are, if you were at Shoto last year in kindergarten, then those little paper books that would go home each night, you can find those on Kids A to Z.
And then there may be some additional apps that we might talk about or use. These are the main ones, but not exclusively the only ones. But if we end up using anything like that, we will definitely let you know and walk you through how to get on and how to use it. That's kind of our presentation about what we're going to be teaching your children this year. If you have any questions about what we talked about here or any other questions, we will try and do our best to answer those if you would like to do that right now. Let us know.
I have a question. This is Lily's mom. I was just asking, I missed the whole part about the homework. Where is the homework going to be on?
Um, right now, we're not sending a lot of homework home. We will send homework as needed. And so we'll let you know as things need to come home if someone needs a little bit more practice. Probably the biggest thing that you can do for homework is to have them read at least 10 to 20 minutes. The more they read, the better they're going to get a night. And then I always think it's a good thing to practice those addition and subtraction facts. So when you're at home with Lily, focus on that, and then we'll send.
I'm sorry, Madison. This is Madison's class. My bad.
Oh. Okay.
I did have another question too. So there's no thing that I need to like sign on to your iPad and look every night for homework or anything special. You'll like let me know in a class dojo or something.
Yes. Well, we will be sending out dojos to let you know if there is homework, just so that way you're aware as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else wondering about?
Yes, I had a question about homework and stuff that's supposed to stay home and the stuff that goes back.
Can I have some of those chips?
No, I know. I gotta get ready to go. I'm not done with that right now.
What time is it?
About 5:10.
Is it almost done?
About.
All right. You there, Janae? Okay.
Whoever was starting to ask we lost you.
This is Mariah's mom. She originally started the school year in person in Mrs. Porter's class, and we have since transitioned online. And I'm seeing that a lot of assignments are locked, but it's saying because modules aren't there yet. I was wondering if I need to send individual emails, or if Mr. Porter or the other. I did talk to her physical education teacher. He did unlock an assignment for us, but I was wondering if I need, and I'm guessing I do, need previous assignments all unlocked and maybe re-added possibly, so that she can get caught up through the weekend. Is that something that is possible?
So with the modules, we are trying to only post 1 week at a time,
Okay.
and we're only trying to post 1 day at a time. So since today's Tuesday, we've only posted for week 2. Since it's the second week of school, we've only posted day 1 and day 2. Okay. And on the way that the modules work, that you do need to go through every step, and it kind of unlocks as you go. So as you go through the focus lesson, then it will unlock the independent practice time.
But can we get her those orientation ones maybe from last week?
The orientation one should still be on.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. Absolutely. And I will do that with her. And if I have any other questions, I will email. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Okay.
She's pushing a lot of button and everything.
All right, we'll do it on the laptop for the next one.
Okay. Anybody else?
I was kind of late. I didn't quite make it in at 5 o'clock, so I'm not quite sure what all you guys covered.
We'll do it again at 5:30 if you want to hop back in so you can hear the whole thing at 5:30. Okay. We in general just went over some of the things that we're going to be teaching this year, some of the apps, some of the behavior support things that we have, which are the same as we've had before. But yeah, you can certainly hop back on, or these are being recorded. So, and I'm not exactly sure where they're going to be available, but you will be able to look at these works best for you if you can't hop back on.
Okay.
All right?
Perfect. Thank you. I'll probably be back
You
in
bet.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Thanks.
You bet. Okay. Is that it for that page? Or we have a second page? That's it. All right. Anybody else? Okay. I don't even know if they're still there. If you guys think of anything, you know how to get a hold of us. Dojo is great. Phone calls are great. We're happy to answer any questions anytime. Hopefully we have some answers. We have a lot fewer answers this year than we have had any other year, but we'll try and figure it out together. So don't hesitate, because we know it is kind of a crazy situation. So we want to make it as comfortable and have you guys be as knowledgeable as you can.
I had a question.
Sure.
I was late a day, so I don't know if there were any documents that were sent out on the first day of school, but I was wondering if I could get those. And also, my son is in Mrs. Porter's class, and I was wondering, are they getting tablets to come home too?
Yes. Yeah, they have tablets and they can go home every night and come back. And there wasn't any paperwork sent home on the first day. Anything that came home after that would be in their folder, in their dark blue folder. Has he gotten his iPad? And whose mom is this? Who's your first grader?
My son's name is Avery Venuto.
Oh, they're working on his because he's a new student. It hasn't come in yet. Yeah, and Lily just got hers today. So they said they've been coming in like where some of the siblings get them, but the other siblings don't get them yet. And I double checked on his today, but it hasn't come in yet. Hopefully soon.
Thank you. And Miss GB, is the best way to get a hold of you Dojo also?
You bet. Yes.
Okay, I sent you a message a few days ago. I was just making sure you got it, or did I send it to the wrong profile?
Okay. What were you wondering?
I don't know. It was just a long introduction email or message. I was just making sure that I had contact with you. I was asking if you got it by chance.
Okay. All right. Yeah, if I didn't respond, we'll have to check and make sure. Because did you get my welcome to Dojo invite? You got that, right?
Yeah, that's the one I responded to.
Okay, cool. And then I think I sent one and said, can I call you? Is there a good time? Did you get that one?
I did not, but I can check again.
That might have been my response to that one. And if you didn't get it, I just thought you might appreciate having a phone conversation rather than Dojo. I
love phone calls all the time.
Cool. All right. I kind of like that too. So I will make that happen. If you want to Dojo me and tell me a good time, otherwise I'll just try sometime and we'll connect. Sound good?
That sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. You're talking to a dead screen.
Talk to you soon.